Hi. Okay, hi. As you all know, we have something called coronavirus or COVID-19. I hope you're all doing good and staying safe. However, this caused me to get sent back home from my exchange year early again, and now you're probably really confused because I just posted a video like a few weeks ago already getting sent back home in November last year. So yeah, I've gone home from my exchange year early 2 times. It's really sad that I got sent home early, but I'm also really happy because I can finally make this video. I haven't been able to talk about this while I was on my exchange year, but now that it's over, I can actually tell you the truth about what's actually been going on because it's been pretty chaotic. There's a lot of things I haven't been able to share with you guys. It actually feels really good to finally get this off my chest. Finally be able to talk about it. So I asked you guys to ask me some questions on my Instagram about my exchange year, so let's just get right into it. Okay, this is a really good question to start with. Did you go back after you left? I'm confused. It's been so confusing. So basically, let's start from the beginning. Okay. I went on my exchange year in July 2019, so last year. And then in November, I got sick. I made a video of it. I thought I was gonna die. Like literally, I thought I was gonna die. I went home to Sweden. I was really bummed that my exchange year ended like that. I couldn't even say goodbye to everyone. I had only been in my exchange year for 4 months and I was supposed to be there for a year. I was just not happy with the way it ended, so I really wanted to go back. And at the same time, I really did not want to go back because I had some really bad experiences. But however, I ended up going back actually. And then Corona happened in March. I was only there for almost 2 months again because I had to go home at the end of March. So yeah, the exact same thing happened again. I had to go home without even saying goodbye to all my friends. Okay, and now this is a question I've been wanting to bring up. What are your experiences with EF? So EF is the company I went on my exchange year with. I guess every exchange student has different experiences with the exchange company, and I've heard a bunch of people having no problems with them at all, but those people are often also the ones that didn't have any issues where they had to contact the exchange company really. I chose this company because I felt like it was the biggest exchange student company and I've heard such great things about them, so I just felt like they were really good company to travel with, and they were until I had problems during my exchange year and actually needed help. This goes in again to when I got sick and I contacted my IEC, which is the person you're supposed to contact if you need help, and I was asking for her to help me get to a doctor, but basically nothing happened, nothing moved on. I didn't get to see a doctor. Then I contacted my program coordinator and she didn't respond to me at all to my text when I said I really needed to see a doctor. So then my dad got involved because nobody listened to me. My dad contacted the office in Sweden, which is what he's supposed to contact if he needs help or if he has any concerns or anything. Nobody answered. The person was home with her kid. We waited for days, but I just got worse, and eventually he texted my IEC if she could help me get to a doctor. And then that's when I get a text from my program coordinator saying that my dad isn't supposed to contact the IEC. Anyways, the process of getting to a doctor and all the insurance stuff was the most stressful thing I've ever been through, and if you want to know what happened then when I finally got to an urgent care, you can go check out my video about it. But basically then my program coordinator started care when I was laying at the ER waiting for an ambulance to pick me up to go to a hospital. I just felt like that was handled very unprofessional. I just lost all of my trust for this company because of what happened. I didn't feel safe at all, and the only reason I did go back was because I was gonna live with a new host family that I trusted, basically. So yeah, that leads into the next question. How was your host family? So I did have two host families, and the first one was host mom, host dad, and a host brother, but he was barely home. So they were really nice, absolutely like amazing people. I just felt like we didn't really have that much in common. Also, something that I think wasn't very good was that my IEC was like really good friends with my host mom. I couldn't talk to my IEC without her telling my host mom instantly. I felt like they were texting all the time, and once I told my host mom something, she had already texted my IEC. So once I talked to my IEC, she already heard what I had told my host mom, but from my host mom's perspective. So I felt like I never really got a say. So that was just not the ideal situation, having an IEC that is like best friends or friends with your host family. However, my second host family was actually my best friend. So I was already friends with her before I moved into her family, and we became like sisters. And I just felt like that was a way better match for me. Yeah. So I also got a question, would you recommend it or going on an exchange year even after what happened? I'm getting a lot of DMs on Instagram, like people saying, you inspired me to go on an exchange year. Do you actually recommend it? Is it as good as you make it seem to be in your videos? Such a hard question, because I don't want to recommend anyone to go through what I did when I had problems with organization, but at the same time, the whole exchange year thing, like going to another country, being in high school, meeting so many new people, that's the best experience I've ever had. And I would recommend anyone to do that if you have the opportunity. I really can't say, because of what happened, I don't want to recommend it to anyone, because if that happens, I would feel really bad if I recommended it and then it turns out to be like a really bad experience. You just gotta do your own research. One thing I feel like is so wrong is when you look at the exchange company Snapchat or whatever, I feel like it's so from one perspective, only the good perspective. I feel like they only want you to talk about the good parts. I've felt so bad that I haven't been able to talk about this earlier, but honestly, I've been scared to get contacted by the exchange company. I could actually tell you, I have this thing that happened to me during the year where I got in trouble a lot for a video I posted, and basically the exchange company called home to my parents saying that I posted a video that I shouldn't have posted, and my whole school got involved. My host mom got contacted by the principal in the school. She came home yelling at me saying, why would you post that, and like, what were you thinking? And I had no idea what I had done wrong, and it was a video about my cheer injury because I hurt my knee during cheer because I fell in a stunt. And basically what I said in that video was that I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue cheer because I didn't feel safe. I was told that the word I wasn't feeling safe was totally wrong to use, and I was like, no, like that's how I feel. I don't mean that I don't feel safe in that specific cheer team, which I also clarified. I meant that I didn't feel safe being a flyer anymore after being dropped so many times. I was just going through kind of a rough time, and I wanted to make a video about that. I had to apologize in front of the whole cheer team. And the funny thing is, a lot of the girls in the cheer team apparently didn't even know about the video, but I was told that the whole team was really hurt. From my perspective, I only posted a video talking about my injury and that I was now scared to go back to being a flyer. I hit my head, I think, first month at least 3 times, and the biggest reason I probably got in trouble for it was because a lot of you guys, apparently, I had no idea about this, but apparently you sent an email to my school saying that the cheer team needs to be safer. But instead of taking responsibility for that, the school decided to take care of the emails, calm everyone down, and making me apologize. So anyways, this is gonna get real long if I keep talking about it. Do you get your money back from the exchange year company? So no, you don't get any money back. How did you feel when you were told you were going home? So the second time when I was told I had to go home because of coronavirus, well, I knew it was gonna happen because I knew school was gonna be closed for the rest of the year, and I don't really see any idea of being on an exchange year stuck in quarantine. So I know a lot of people who are really upset that they had to leave in 2 days. They couldn't say goodbye to people, and I was like, I've already been through this, so I couldn't care less. Obviously it sucks that I had to leave my exchange year again early. I don't know really why I wasn't sad about it. I was totally destroyed after the first time I had to go home because my exchange year ended like that, but now I feel like it ended like on a better note. Okay, this is a random question, but can you talk about the American school system? Why did I make that accent? Yeah. So a lot of people ask if school is easier in the US, and it is way easier. I would say though, because it's harder because it's another language, but at the same time the assignments are way easier. In the US you get graded like every day on your homework, on little assignments. In Sweden you get graded on a big test, or just a test, like every month, second month. I just felt like my grade in the US could go from like literally an F to an A in a week. Also, school in the US is way more creative. Kind of felt like I was back in 3rd grade when I got to high school in the US because we were drawing a lot. My first day in history we were drawing, and I was like, oh, this is probably just some like warm-up to like have fun the first day, and then it kept going for the rest of the year. And you can get extra credit for like fun stuff like bringing pencils to your teacher, stuff like that. Like that would never happen in Sweden. Also, I didn't get a question about this, but it's good to know. As an exchange student you have to get at least a C, even though the year doesn't count. But the thing is, it just depends on if you're IC or your host family checks it. Did you go to any parties? Actually, it sucks because as an exchange student you can't go to any parties because you can't be around people who drink, or minors who drink, which is basically at every party. So of course you can just not care about that rule and go anyways. In the beginning I really wanted to go to parties because I was just getting to know people in school and they wanted to hang out with me after school, like go to a party, and I was like, I can't go. And I just felt like I was missing out on a lot of friendships because of that. Also kickbacks, like that's not really a party, it's just people hanging out, but often some people are also drinking or something, and it just really sucks that you can't even hang out with those people. Like, what's your opinion on dating during exchange years? I mean, if you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to date just to know you have to break up or do long distance, don't date. Do you feel as though you made true friends? Yeah, I feel like I did make some true friends, but not a lot of friends. So the thing is, like, everyone commented in my first videos like, oh, you already made so many friends, how'd you make friends so easily? And the thing is, like, yeah, I did make a lot of friends like in school, but many of them are people I only talked to in school. I was friends with a lot of people, but people I only like talked to in school, and I feel like it was kind of hard to make true friends. I was like real lucky to actually just the first month meet some people that I made really good friends with and stayed friends with throughout the whole year. But it was also very hard because a lot of people wanted to hang out with me, to be in my videos. As you know, I never follow my friends on Instagram, and whenever you guys ask me for my friends' Instagrams, I always say no, or I never give them out. And that's because a lot of those people just wanted to hang out with me, to be in my videos, and to get people to follow them. Sometimes I feel like people, when you're watching my videos, you feel like you get a really good idea about who a person is, like my friends, who they are, if they're a real friend or fake friend or whatever, but you don't know anything really. It just kind of sucked when I was leaving the first time, and I told people and they were like, oh, well, don't forget to post a picture of us. And I was like, okay. Okay, how often did you talk to your family from home? Like FaceTime? I talked the first month, I think I called them like every second week, maybe, because I was so busy. Then once I got sick, once I got hurt with my knee, once that video thing happened, I talked to him like almost every day because, yeah. Also, when Corona started to get big in Sweden, I talked to him like every day. Were you able to drive there? If you were under 18, you have to have your permit for like 6 months, and I just felt like that was kind of necessary. Then when I turned 18, that's when I went home, and then I only had a few months left, so I never took my license, but I so wish I would have had it. Do you have a different opinion of the US now? I have a very different opinion. I've been there on vacation a lot of times, but being on vacation versus actually living there is so different. I'm getting out of breath. I've been talking for so long. My mouth is so dry. Can Americans do exchange years, or is it just people that's not from the US? No, Americans can do exchange years. And please, if you do an exchange year, come to Sweden. I want American friends or just exchange student friends. So yeah, if you're American and do an exchange year in Sweden, please hit me up because I would honestly love to like meet up or just talk. Okay, this is the last question, I promise. Did you feel the experience changed you as a person? Yes. It's just kind of like confusing because now that I'm back in Sweden, I see like everything so differently. My friend asked me what's the thing you regret the most, and I was like, going on my exchange year, or else it's the best thing I've done. So it's just kind of mixed feelings. And now you hopefully know why a little bit, what's been going on, why I haven't posted that much. And if you made this far in the video, I'm so surprised that you could listen to me talking for like half an hour. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. I am gonna try to post more videos now in quarantine. It's gonna be a little confusing again for you, I'm really sorry, but I do have videos from December through now that I have to post, or that I want to post, because nothing's really happening right now, so it wouldn't be fun to film my life right now anyways. So I'm gonna post some old videos from my exchange year, so hopefully now when you see those videos it's gonna make a little bit more sense. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking.